Hi, it's Martin Rapley here from Refurbishment Masterclass, and in this video I'm going to run you through typical terms that I think you need to agree with your builder before actually appointing them to start the work. So the first thing to discuss with your builder might come as a bit of a surprise, but it should be your name and address. Because you're probably working in an investment property, the builder doesn't actually know your true address, and it's really good to be open and get that down on a bit of paper as the first thing that you are putting in your agreed terms. And that of course leads to the second agreed term to put on a bit of paper, which is your builder's name and address. You'll be surprised how many clients I meet that only actually know an email address and a mobile phone number. So get their full name and address, and if they're a limited company, look at their company registered address and just double check that that all ties up as well. The next thing to get written down is the contract sum. How much are you going to pay the builder for doing the work that you've contracted him to do? And does that amount include or exclude the VAT? You'll be surprised how many builders quote a figure including VAT but won't be clear about it and will actually add on VAT again when they do the invoice. So have the discussion now and be sure that you understand what the figure is. It's well worth listing out the documents upon which the price is agreed. Probably your specification, a quotation from the builder, and possibly some drawings. But if there's other documents that you've had along the way, maybe a few emails backwards and forwards, then it's worth listing those out as well, just so that both parties are totally clear on what's included. You'll be surprised if you actually start discussing these things with a builder, you'll be surprised how many times there is a bit of a misunderstanding somewhere, and in having this discussion with the builder you can iron them out now rather than after there's a potential dispute part way through the project. It's well worth trying to agree a start date with a builder. They're often fairly easy, and if you can, try and agree a completion date with a builder. Now builders are often pretty ambitious with the time periods they think the projects can be done in, so take that with a pinch of salt, and sometimes it's worth adding on another week, but maybe you just add that extra week on in your own mind and you record the date that the builder's giving you. But actually having a conversation about when it's going to be finished is well worth doing before the job starts. The next thing to be talking about and agreeing is, what are the payment terms? How often are you going to value the work that is done and make the payment? And when you agree that you're going to make a payment to the builder, how long after that agreement do you agree to get the money into his bank? Now in reality it doesn't matter what those terms are that you agree. Important thing is that you stick to them. Now you may well have heard of a phrase called retention. That is a small amount that is set aside from every payment just as a kind of incentive to finish everything, for the builder to finish everything at the end. Typically it's 5%. If you want to agree such a retention with the builder, then now's the time to be discussing it and recording what you agree. A lot of clients ask me if they can charge builders penalties for late completion. The short answer is no, you can't, but you can agree what are called liquidated damages. That is a true assessment of your loss if that builder finishes late. That could be based on your financing costs, or it could be based upon your loss of rental income if you're going to rent this property out. You can agree those figures with the builder if they finish late, that you are going to suffer a loss, and you can record that at this point. And connected to that, you may therefore be able to offer some kind of incentive if the builder can finish early, and it's well worth recording that at this stage as well. It's also worth agreeing with the builder that what the mechanism is going to be for variations and changes to the work. If you are really needing to keep an eye on the pennies, then perhaps you want to agree that you can't instruct any changes to the specification until the builder's given you the cost of that change. Maybe you want to say that you're the only person that can instruct the variation, not your business partner, not your investor or someone else involved in the project. So whatever you agree, again, have that conversation and make sure that that's clear. And then it's also worth agreeing with the contractor that under the CDM regulations, the Construction Design Management regulations, they will be the principal contractor. In reality, that means they are responsible for managing the safe construction and the safe operation of the works on the site. And that reduces your liability if there is some kind of injury on the site. And then very finally, don't be afraid to record anything else that you think needs recording. That may be another agreement that you've got, that could be something that just needs clarifying or anything like that. Whatever that may be, then make sure you record all of that as well. My advice would be to put all of this into perhaps an email following your meeting or following your phone call, and email that to the builder and say this just confirms everything we've discussed, and then it's there out and open. You don't need to sign it, but if you feel you want to sign it, don't let that be a problem at all. It doesn't really matter. As soon as the builder starts, it becomes contract anyway. But do whatever you need to do to just make sure both parties are thinking about the project in the same way. It'll be great to get your comments below if you picked up anything from there, and if you want to share or like this page, then please do so, and then you'll be told when I'm releasing new videos. I hope you got something from that. I look forward to seeing you on the next video.